this guy comes out with a shotgun. And he's like, come here. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, hello. Please subscribe down below. Give this video a like. And today we're going to be doing a get ready with me story time type thing. And hopefully you enjoy the story. Yes, it really happened. If anything, hopefully you get a laugh and you learn a lesson from me, but you know, if nothing else, you can just laugh at me. Thank you to Jillian Marie, Jennifer Metcalf, and Rebecca Martin. For being the first person to comment in my last video. Don't forget to subscribe down below, because when we hit 500 subscribers, I am doing a giveaway, and it will include the blow dryer that I got in my BoxyLux and a $40 palette. Or me and my husband talked about doing a Jeffree Star mystery box of some sort, because at the rate I'm going, I'm at 225 and I need 500 for my next giveaway, so come on guys, subscribe. But you know, if it is by the time he has another mystery box, that could be a option. So let's just get into the video. We're going to be using the Dream Street palette today, and I have no idea what we're going to do yet, but I think we're going to go in with Waterbender first. So I figured I'd make today a story time. Because you know, I've told you some stuff from my past, but figured I'd tell you a fun story from my past. So I guess it's not so much fun. It wasn't so much fun in the moment. It was actually really scary in the moment. But I figured I'd tell you my high school prom story. First of all, both my proms were sucky, okay? The one that I went to my junior year, my date did not want to dance or do anything. Or, you know, it was just, he wanted to sit in the corner and sulk and like talk to his friends, and he was too afraid to go do anything. So we argued about that for like a good 30 minutes or an hour. And eventually I was like, you know what? I am here to enjoy myself. I want to go dance and have fun. That's what I came here for. You know, this is my first prom. I want this whole experience. So I left him sit there to sulk and talk to his friends, and I went and danced with my friends and had a blast. And he got angry at me because I had left him, or not angry, but he was upset with me, pouting the whole night because I went to dance with some other friends instead of hanging out with him. I'm going to go into Elfish right there. So we argued about that for a long time. Anyway, so my senior prom, I thought, you know, would be much better because I was going with somebody completely different. But I got this really pretty dress, and I was, you know, all done up, ready for prom. At this point, I was already living in my own apartment, so the night before, I'm pretty sure prom was either on a Saturday or a Friday. Either way, the night before, my boyfriend at the time had stayed over at my house and had all of his friends over, and we had like a party, before party I guess, and everybody drank and got wild and spilled stuff all over my apartment floor because, like I said, at the time I was living on my own already in an apartment. And I was already freaking out about that because you have to pay a deposit in an apartment. So I was like, oh, great, I'm never going to get my deposit back. So I was like calling my friends, trying to get them to help me clean up the mess that him and his friends had made. And they're like, Taylor, it's okay, calm down. You don't even know how long you're going to be here. You'd be here for a long time and find a way to clean it up. Did end up being able to clean it up, by the way. It wasn't that big of a deal, but at the time I was freaking out. Anyway, I just took a little bit of shooting star. He didn't actually want to be at the prom. We just went to see who they announced for King and Queen, which everybody voted for this really cute couple in the special ed class. It was adorable, but they just wanted to see them crowned, so that's the only reason like he even went. Other than that, he was ready to leave, and I still had all my friends there dancing and having fun, and I wasn't ready to leave. So you know, because we came in his car, it was, you know, he was my date. I ended up leaving with him, and we had heard about this party going on in the outskirts of town. If you guys don't know, if you haven't seen one of my earlier videos, I am from Kentucky, this little itty bitty podunk town. I'm gonna cut my crease real quick, but we live in this really podunk, tiny bitty, no name town in the middle of nowhere. So, you know, we had heard about this party going on the outskirts of town. This girl that I think she was either a junior or a sophomore. She was younger than us. We were seniors, but she was dating a boy in the same grade. Anyway, so she was having a party at her house, and come to find out, her parents were, her dad was there charging people like $10 a person to get in, and so we decided to go, and people are drinking and having fun and whatever, and I make my way to the back, and I start hanging out with some of the kids I know from school, and I'm smoking, which I shouldn't have, but I was. I'm gonna go in with Mermaid Boy. But yeah, I was smoking in the back and just hanging out, and the cops come. So we're like, well, frick, you know. We're all underage drinking, obviously. We're in high school. And smoking and whatever else, which, you know, smoking is illegal. So, my boyfriend at the time grabs my arm. I'm gonna go in with Kaleidoscope, and pulls me out the back door. He's like, come on, we gotta go. So we make our way out the back door, and we're running through woods, because like I said, it's on the outskirts of town, and we live in Kentucky, so we're in the woods, running around. And like I said, I had been smoking, so I was pretty out of it. Didn't really know what was going on, honestly. Being stupid. And we're running, and every freaking 2 seconds I'm like, don't leave me. Where are we? What are we doing? Please don't leave me. Where are we? We're in a group of like 5 or 10 people, and we get to this creek, and my boyfriend's already crossed, and he's walking, and I'm 5'2", so I'm fairly short, right? So we get to this creek, and I'm looking at it like, it's probably a 4-foot drop into the creek, a 4-foot like bend to get back up, and it's a pretty deep creek. It was probably about 2 foot deep, which isn't really that deep, but for someone who's short is very, very deep. So I'm like, oh goodness, I don't know how I'm gonna make it across here. Like, I literally don't know how I'm gonna get across. So I'm just like standing there trying to figure out in my head how to make it across. I'm gonna go ahead and do my other eye and my face makeup off camera, and I will be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and put my concealer and foundation, powder, and eyebrows on off camera. So back to my story. I'm at this creek, right? And I'm trying to decide how the heck I'm gonna get across. And because I'm so short, like, it's super deep, and I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna get across. Not to mention is, not only is it deep, but there's like a drop off that's at least 3 or 4 foot deep. And like I said, I'm only 5'2", so I'm just standing there like, how the heck am I gonna do this? And because we were with like 5 or 10 other people, there's this guy we were walking with, and he sees me like going through it in my head, how I'm gonna get down there, you know, whatever. And he's like, do you need help across? And I'm like, yes, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. He's like, I will carry you. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And like I said, we're all wasted. Like, none of us have any idea what's going on, really. We just know we're trying to get away from the cops. We're not being chased or anything, but the party was invaded by cops. We know that, you know, they're looking for other kids. He puts me on his back, and we're making our way across, and like out of nowhere, he's like, why the hell are you on my back? We're about halfway there. We're in the middle of the creek, like he's 2 foot deep in this creek, and he's like, why are you on my back? And I'm like, you just let me on here like a second ago. And he like completely ignores what I'm saying and drops me in the creek, like just shrugs me off like a backpack. And I fall butt first into this creek, right? So I stand up, and I'm like, well, I still need to keep going. My boyfriend's probably 10 feet ahead of me. So I stand up to keep going, and somebody else has to help me out, because like I said, it's like a 4 foot wall on the other side of the creek. And so somebody else helps me out, and I'm walking to catch up to my boyfriend, and I realize I'm missing a shoe. My boyfriend at this point hasn't even realized that I'm not with him. So I catch up to him, and he's like, oh, hey. And I was like, hey, you know, you left me back there. Did you notice? And he's like, so I got somebody coming to pick us up. I was like, okay. And he's like, so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so all got stopped by the cops. So like several of our friends at the time got caught. I'm just like, oh, geez. So we're going through, you know, making our way, and somehow we get split up from everybody else. I think he wanted to split up from everybody else because we were trying to be separated so that the people that are coming to pick us up could find us and, you know, not be looking for a huge group of people, just be looking for us. So we separate, and we're, you know, walking, and we're walking through people's yards and just random side roads, and every time a car goes by, he has me hit the ground. Like, he yanks me to the ground, and we're hiding because he's afraid it's a cop. And this happens for a good 20, 30, maybe 45 minutes. We're just walking, and every time a car comes by, we slam to the ground. I'm still incredibly high and drunk, and I'm like, what's happening? What's going on? Please don't leave me. Eventually, I'm like, wait a second. And he's like, what's going on? I'm like, if we're supposed to be meeting a car, how are they going to see us if we keep, like, ducking to the ground? And he thinks for a minute, and we start walking again, and this time we're, like, not sinking to the ground. At this point, there hadn't been any cars going by for a good minute. So we're just walking, and we're on the side of the road. We're not, at this point, we're not bothering anybody. We're not going through any yards or anything. We're just walking along the road. This guy comes out with a shotgun, and he's like, "Come here." And me and my ex at the time, my boyfriend at the time, like, he walks over to him, and I'm like, "Come on, let's just keep going. He doesn't know who we are. Let's just go. He's got a gun. I don't feel safe going over there." He doesn't listen to me. He walks up to the guy and he's like, "Hey, we're not trying to bother you. We're just making our way this way." And he's like, the guy's like questioning him. He's like, "Where are you from?" And he's telling him everything. He's like, "What's your name?" He's telling him that. He's like, "Who's your parents? What street do you live on?" He's just telling him everything. And I'm like, shut up. He doesn't know who you are. He can't do anything with this information. Just shut up and let's keep walking. Like, leave this guy alone that's like trying to get all your information down. And he's still got the gun to my ex's head. And so my ex is like just telling him every last bit of information this guy is asking him. And I'm like, let's go. Come on. And finally he listens to me and starts walking away. And this guy's still got this gun pointed straight at us. And like, we just run out of that direction. And he's like, "Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't have sat there and talked to him." I was like, I mean, like, unless he's gonna call the cops on us, he can't really do anything. And even then, we're not on his property, so we weren't on his property to begin with. So I mean, he can't really. What is he gonna do? He can't shoot us in the middle of the road because, like I said, we weren't on his property. He doesn't need to know our information, you know. Just quit talking to him. So we're still walking, waiting for like somebody to pick us up. I'm gonna go ahead and put, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put my lipstick on. I'm gonna go in with Posh Spice. So at this point, like, the drugs are pretty much wearing off. I mean, we're still high, but not like and he's drunk, but not like anywhere near as bad as we were. So I'm still like, I have no idea where we are at this point. I'm just like, oh my goodness, we're never gonna find these people that are supposed to be picking us up. We have no idea where we are. We've just been running through the woods, through people's backyards, and all this other stuff. I'm gonna go in with Mannequin. But yeah, we were literally lost forever. Just walking through the wood, walking down the road after that for forever. And our friend finally came and picked us up. And turns out the dad that was selling tickets for people to come drink at his house, underage kids to come drink at his house, was like high. Several of our friends got stopped by the police and were like questioned, and they had to call their parents, and I lost a shoe, and I was covered like head to toe in mud, and all I wanted to do was go to prom and like dance with my friends and hang out. And yeah, we ended up going back to the friend's house that picked us up, drinking some more, and my ex, my boyfriend at the time, ended up getting into a fist fight with his friend, like a full-on boxing match, which was stupid, I think. But yeah, they end up fighting, and then we end up going home. And if I could do it all over again, both of my proms, I probably would have gone by myself. Don't get me wrong, like, I'm not gonna say like I had a miserable time, but I just feel like I would have had a better time if I had gotten to stay and hang out with my friends and and get the full prom experience, because I didn't get it either year. And if I could tell myself one thing, like, who cares? Go by yourself. There's plenty of people that will dance just to dance. So you don't have to feel like scared to go by yourselves and not have anybody to dance with or take pictures with or whatever. Because that was my big fear about going alone. Oh, I can't go alone. I won't have anybody to take prom pictures with. I won't have anybody to dance with, or blah, 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 blah. If I could do it all over again, there's so many things I would have done different. I would have paid more attention in school. Not everything they teach you is super useful, but like some of it is. Most of it is. Like, if I'd have paid attention in Spanish right now, I could be doing tutorials for you bilingually. And like, how freaking cool would that have been to be able to do that? But no, I was like a burnout without all the drugs. I basically worked all the time to pay for my apartment. Anytime that I could, I was working or in band. I was always exhausted and didn't really care. Like I said, if I could do it over again, I would pay more attention. Not necessarily because, you know, I want to go to college or, you know, but for the simple fact that if I had, I'd have more job opportunities. I'd just be smarter in general. And looking back to all the stuff I wasted time on, it was like, don't get me wrong, it was fun, but it wasn't that much fun. Like, it wasn't worth getting in trouble. It wasn't worth running through the creek. It wasn't worth falling in the creek. It wasn't worth anything. Like, I would have much rather have stayed home and hung out with friends or stayed at the prom and done that than do half the things I did. If you take anything from this video, just remember that high school is a short period of time, and if you're not the most popular or have the most friends, who cares? Because in a few years, no one will remember that. No one will care about that. No, everybody's going to be living their own lives, and half the friends you have at that moment, you won't have. You won't. It's a fact. And half the people that made fun of you or treated you badly, if you work hard enough and you actually pay attention in school, might be your employees. So, I mean, that wasn't for me. I mean, I wasn't mean to anybody. I was just stupid. I just didn't pay attention where I should have. And it's bitten me in the butt. But, you know, like I said, sorry guys. But like I said, you know, if you do, so many things could come your way. Even if you just wanted to do YouTube, being able to do tutorials bilingually, or knowing what you have to do here, there are so many things that are involved in so many different things, like financially and business and just all sorts of stuff like that. And if I'd have paid attention better, I might know better. So yeah, if you take anything from me, take that. Hopefully you enjoyed this story time / get ready with me. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you'd like to see next. Leave a comment letting me know one of your craziest stories. And if you want, you can have me tell it in my next video. I don't know, maybe not. Might be more private, but you just want to give me a laugh. That's up to you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.